therefore aims to equip county officers with modern skills required for evidence-based planning, robust economic forecasting, and effective application of MTEF. Key outcomes of such intervention include better project identification, effective implementation, prudent fiscal management, and a more attractive environment for domestic and international investment. The second is that we urgently need to strengthen our monitoring and evaluation, learning and reporting systems. We cannot effectively manage what we do not diligently measure. To this end, the national government is making significant investments in integrated digital platforms to enhance the quality, timeliness, and accessibility of data for decision making. These platforms will facilitate real-time monitoring, evaluation, learning, and reporting, allowing both levels of government to track progress against targets, identify bottlenecks early, and make necessary adjustments to ensure that public funds deliver tangible and visible results for our citizens. This data-driven approach will foster greater accountability and transparency at all levels of government. Third, deepening collaboration. Guided by the Intergovernmental Relations Act, will enable us to harmonize regulations, simplify business processes, and systematically eliminate internal bureaucracy barriers that hinder economic integration and free movement of goods and services and people within Kenya. Together with the National Treasury and Economic Planning, my office is fully committed to establishing and sustaining structured, continuous, and outcome-oriented dialogue with the Council of Governors. Through this program, you have a great opportunity to champion a new era of integrated and transformative planning. I encourage you to focus your renewed efforts on 3 strategic priorities. First, invest in our people with a special focus on the most vulnerable. People-centered investments in quality healthcare, relevant education, and practical vocational training will advance our human capital and labor productivity. This is in line with the recommendations of the International Labour Organization 2024 report, which strongly emphasizes investing in social protection as a vital economic stabilizer that protects households during downturns and creates a foundation for a more productive and secure society. Second, foster productive transformation within your counties and across your regional economic blocks. This will enable us to collectively move beyond the export of raw materials and primary commodities. Your planning processes should actively identify priority value chains based on the comparative advantage structures to attract investments that foster value addition, create sustainable jobs, and increase local wealth creation and retention. This is core to positioning our rural economies to contribute to Kenya's industrialization journey. Third, embrace climate-smart planning. Integrate climate planning action and resilience into every aspect of your county planning, from agriculture and water management to urban development. Sustainable agriculture, renewable energy, and green urban development strategies will enable us to build a green economy, which is an essential prerequisite for our economic resilience and long-term survival. Let me assure you of the government's commitment to a stronger dynamic partnership with the county governments. As key stakeholders, we are taking a vital step, renewing our commitment to work together in this transformation journey for a more prosperous Kenya. Let us envision Kenya where the national and county governments clasp hands in unbreakable unity, marching forward as one indomitable force in service to the great people of our republic. We look forward to a future of turning the dreams of our youth into realities, the labors of our farmers into abundance, the innovations of our entrepreneurs into global triumphs, and where every citizen in every village and every town will experience measurable dividends from the implementation of better priorities at national and devolved levels. My dear brothers and sisters, let me just take an extra 3 or so minutes to flag a couple of things. First, I just want to perhaps emphasize something that is not so apparent and it may have been missed out. One, as I commend my brother Mbandi at the Treasury, there are some things that perhaps are not well appreciated. I can stand here confidently and say that the national government has really stepped up in remitting the money to county governments. Right now, it's only September that is pending. So, my dear brother, the senator, as you blame the county government and as you blame us, please give us accolades where it has been done well. And Mbandi has been very forthright in ensuring that the long protracted delays of remittances of the shared revenue does not recur. So we want to commend the National Treasury and everybody who is involved so that this is hastened. And I'm sure the September portion will be released, he says, in fact, next week, which is a very good sign. The other thing I want to point out very quickly is that the true strength of devolution or a county will actually manifest the day our counties will be raising more from their own source revenue than that which they expect from the national. That is where the true independence of the counties will come from. Why have I picked on that point? I've picked on that point because I would like to draw your attention, not just here in Busia, not just here in Western Kenya, but nationally. The truth of the matter is this: several counties have abandoned working on their own source revenues and are becoming totally dependent on the national share. So who is undermining the independence of counties? Is it the national government, or is it those who are in counties but they have decided to slacken on their own source aspect? And the data is there with the Commission of Revenue Allocation. Please go and look at it. It's a public document. You will realize that the percentage of on-source revenue that is there, in some instances, has become less than what used to be collected when there were councils. And I speak because I've also served as a Minister for Local Government. I've had the benefit of serving as Minister for Finance. And I'm telling you that the reality is those figures speak about serious laxity that needs to be addressed. Otherwise, you are going to be dependent on the national government. And let us face it, it will reach a stage where he who pays the piper calls the tune. So if county governments want to have that, please pull up your socks And I'm not speaking only to Western Kenya, I'm speaking across the board to the 47 counties in our country. Let us do something about it. Let me pick up another very important issue. The issue of data. You know, in terminology, we always talk about data mining for those who are in the computing world and so forth. You mine what is valuable. Go and mine what is worthless. Now, as a politician, people sometimes say, oh, now hakuna haja ya ngao. Wengine wanasema hakuna haja ya hawa jamaa siku hizi. You have to find your space and your own relevance. People will take you seriously when they know you have something of value. My dear chiefs, assistant chiefs, my provincial, my Ngao team here, you can turn yourself into a mega resource by just ensuring that you are a primary source of data, credible data, hygienic data. And I'm telling you, everybody will be looking for you again. And the political clarion that says, we can do away with these people, they'll start saying, no, 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 no. This is a data center. Ngao has turned into a data center. Convert yourself into data centers with valuable information that can help us plan. This is where your relevance is going to be anchored. Hapana kirauni, but data. I can assure you. This is where your strength is going to be. So work on it. We want to woo investors. Please, as counties, in this planning, make sure your records are accurate. Make sure your land tenure systems are accurate and up to date. What is the lead time between an investor who wants to set up a factory and the time you give him clearances and everything so that he can set up the factory? Does it take you 3 years? Does it take you 5 years? Does it take you 3 months? It depends. It varies from county to county. So we must figure out what are we doing ourselves to provide the right environment that will act as a magnet for investors who want to come to our respective counties. Work hard on that in this process. At the same time, don't be hostile to investors. Don't be hostile. When we were in Homa Bay during the devolution, I gave an example of one county where the investor was a victim of local politics. The people down there kwa mambo yao wakaleta siasa yao, wakaenda wakachoma hoteli ya huyo mwekezaji, akawapeleka kotini, akashinda. They couldn't pay, they are not able to pay, but they created a national crisis because now huyu rafiki yangu Mbandi is left with a bill to pay the French investor who was destroyed and chased away by very petty local politics, to the extent that it has become a national issue between the government of Kenya and the government of France. Please treat your investors with dignity, obey the law, follow the law, and that will help and make your county attractive. Lakini tukiwa kama wanasiasa zingine wanasema pana, unakata tu, unapita tu, pita. Wacha kupita na mtu namna hii. Let us attract investment. I want to support what Arthur said. Let us leverage your location. Migori up to leverage that. And I think there's some truth that we need to look at the whole model of counties that sit next to our trading partners, because Uganda is our largest trading partner, but Busia, Migori, Bungoma, going all the way, the ones that border, actually benefit least the revenues that emerge from that partnership with our neighboring countries. Let's see how these very good people who bought give everybody behind. Let us work towards moving quicker with technology. Principal Secretary, my Cabinet Secretary colleague Mbandi, he was telling me that when he is pushing the agenda of e-procurement, you know, we are talking of, we want to close corruption holes, we want to close mismanagement, we want to close pilferage. How can we continue if we are not embracing technology? We have to find our way into this new digital world. And I want to tell you that some counties are moving. Believe you me, even Samburu has already moved and embraced the e-procurement, and their systems have started. So it's not about certain things, it's about, do we want to embrace or not? I don't want to ask questions about Busia, Kakamega, Bungoma, Vihiga, but Busia is doing well. I hope Bwana PS Makoha, perhaps, na musitoroki, unajua hii ni program yenu. Tukiondoka na Mbandi, tafadhali musiende, kwa sababu the training is supposed to be for you. And the minister has planned it so that it will run for a week in all these counties. This program is going to be, so it's very important. Remain behind. Perhaps you can also give some data, some information on which counties are doing well on moving forward with e-procurement and which ones are not. This is a peer review platform also, so that you review each other, you compare what your others are doing, so that we can all know whether we are sitting well or not. So these are some of my few comments. Finally, Najua, you are very proud of Osotsi, which is okay. You know, Osotsi walked away from me in ANC, but he's a good man anyway. But in the process, let me also take the opportunity to also say my vice chair of UDA nationally, Kevin Dunani, is here. Na mimi nijigambe tu kidogo. Asante. But as we conclude, please let us work together. Let us pull together. The Minister for Treasury, for Finance, is doing a very good job. Right now, I know he's in the deep end of a swimming pool. He's negotiating for us. with the International Monetary Fund so that we can enter into a new program. And that is a very, very vital national assignment, because at the end of the day, it is that kind of collaboration with international entities of that nature that we are able to affirm confidence in our economy and in the management of our economy, and therefore attract more investment and create more opportunities for our people wherever they are. So it's a good moment for us. I also want to recognize Mzee Oyula. You know, at one time I used to say that Busia used to have two AGs. We used to have the Attorney General Amos Wako, and we used to have Accountant General Oyula. So there were two AGs from Busia County. Most of you seem to only remember Amos Wako, but this man was the AG for the country as the Accountant General. In simple language, he was literally what you used to call the Paymaster General, Republic of Kenya. So you have an asset in that muzee there. Hii Busia sio county ya kuenda tu hivi hivi. Lazima ujipange. Si namna hiyo? Ama namna gani Wanjala? Kabisa. Asante sana. So please excuse us after we just unveil this, I and Bandi. It's true. He's going for his assignment with the president, and I'm sure it's linked to what I've told you. Your mambo ya IMF na nini. I'm going for COMESA because at the end of this week, the president is chairing the COMESA summit, and he's poised to become the chairman of COMESA for the next 10 years. So asanteni sana, and this program is officially inaugurated and launched. Asante sana.
Tumpigie kwa makofi, tumpigie makofi. Ninapoomba sasa waziri, tafadhali ujiunge na PCS kwenye jukwaa tunapofanya uzinduzi rasmi. Karibu PS. Tungependa tufanye uzinduzi rasmi, and we are going to do it now on the count of 3, 2. Gavana pia anaitwa na nimeambiwa nishikilie kidogo. Nafikiri pia usosi unaweza kuja. Speaker ameitwa na MCS wake na kao nampenda sana. Probably Your Excellency, one representative from National Assembly. Songa mbele, tupige makofi. There we go. Sasa kusimama tukiangalia Bwana PCS anamkabidhi waziri. Let's have the first book. Waziri akabidhiwe, kiko hapa, ndio hicho. Yes. Simama nacho tafadhali, simama nacho waziri. Simama na kitabu. Kitabu cha 3 kitakwenda kwa Deputy Governor wa Busia. Na Bwana PS, naomba pia uwe na kitabu chako. And then the rest kindly move kidogo so that we get a photo here. Your Excellency, we request a photo session here. Here at the center. Karibu pande huu, Your Excellency. Vitabu ni vingi. The PCS is generous enough to give to many aspects. It's okay, I think that's enough. Hold your books and come here for a photo session, kindly. Let's do a photo session here. A straight line.